What if you could work fewer hours and make a lot more money? Would you do it? I know I would. I know I have. I used to have this idea that I had to work more hours and work harder and work 60 and 80 hours a week and get paid peanuts and starve in order to be a business owner. And nothing could be further from the truth. And I'm going to share how you can restructure your business no matter what the business type is, and make more money by adding bigger ticket items in this video. So I'm Haley Gray, and I am the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I have an MBA from Duke with a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation. And I'm a best-selling author, and I've written 3 solo books of my own. And I grew Women's Entrepreneur Network to 76,000 members organically without the use of paid ads, just by using my brain and developing my own systems, not copying other people's systems. Because honestly, at the time, I didn't have the resources to pay another coach another amount of money when I needed to figure it out and do it. And that's why I started really focusing on the mentoring and the consulting pieces in my business, because helping business owners put a ton of money back in their pockets and structure their businesses in a way that makes sense, and helping them make enough money to truly be viable, as opposed to starving and going from hand to mouth, is why I'm here. It's why I started my group. And today we're going to be talking about adding bigger ticket items to your business. So when I talk about adding bigger ticket items to your business, it could be a few $100s to a few thousand to many thousands of dollars. And we're going to talk about different instances of this. So in the first instance, you can add, if you're a consultant or a health professional who is maybe a naturopath or, an acupuncturist, instead of selling services by the hour, $70 to $100 an hour, if you start selling bundles with value-based pricing and you are selling outcomes, then you are going to do better. Let's talk about one of my clients who was a naturopath, and they were selling bundles, and they were selling by the hour. And the problem with that is, selling by the hour, even at $200 an hour, is frankly barely covering the rent in a lot of cases, because you have to do marketing and you have to do sales and you have to go find clients and you have to do this and then you have to do that and you have to cover your rent and your insurance and your licensing and all of the things that go into running a business. And it gets very, very expensive. And the next thing you know, you have flushed $10,000 to $20,000 a month out the drain in just overhead for a super small business. So charging $200 an hour sounds amazing until you realize that you are probably not even profitable at that point. So what do you do instead? Well, if you change your pricing model to be a value-based model instead of an hourly model, then we can talk about charging somebody $5,000 to $10,000 for a 3 to 6 months program based on the outcomes that they're trying to achieve and the changes that they're trying to achieve in their health. So you go from being able to charge $200 an hour and basically barely making rent to, okay, you're able to thrive. Another example of this is carpet cleaning client. If you're offering by the room, then you're going to struggle. And if you're offering by square footage, you're going to struggle, because here's the thing. Your average ticket price is probably only going to be $150. And, if you do 2 clients a day, which is about all you can do, you're only making $300 a day, but that is not counting your truck, your rent, the gas, the mileage, the back and forth, the getting the clients, the chasing the calls, the da, 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 da. So suddenly it sounds like you're making $100,000 a year because you're making $300 a day. But the reality is that you're not actually clearing that much and you're barely able to pay the bills. So what do you do instead? Focus on value-based pricing. Focus on increasing the overall ticket items that you're offering. So perhaps you're offering whole house cleaning, or you're doing commercial cleaning, you're doing larger jobs, you're doing pet removal, you're doing move in, move outs. If you change your focus ever so slightly to be something that is recurring, that is higher ticket, that provides more money, then you're going to be much more likely to actually be able to pay your bills and be profitable and add that $200,000 or more to your bottom line. And how cool is that? So think about what services you're offering and how you offer them. If you are a professional, it is very easy to add $200,000 to your bottom line by improving your bigger ticket items, by adding value-based pricing in. And you can really charge quite a bit more for what you're doing as a service provider. So it could be that you are an attorney and you're providing a service. Say you're a closing attorney, you charge a certain amount per closing. You charge a certain amount for certain things and you know what it is. And it actually makes pricing things a lot easier than tracking down every single minute that you're working on a particular client. So there are things that you can do to increase your average billable rate, your average hourly rate, and still be very, very fair to the client. And the cool thing about adding a bigger ticket item in a lot of cases is because it's a flat rate price, the client knows exactly how much they're going to pay for things. And they don't feel like they're being nickeled and dimed to death, which is a win-win. You don't feel like you're having to go back to the customer constantly for an extra $25, and they don't feel like you're constantly asking them for an extra $25, which is a win-win scenario. So think about that when you start thinking about how you are growing your business. There are a lot of different examples of ways that you can add bigger ticket items to your business. For instance, if you are a home builder, building homes that are more expensive. Yes, there are a lot of people still in the market looking for homes, looking for property, looking for value. And if you can provide a high value package, you're going to do better than somebody who is making razor thin margins, because your profit margins, if you're smart and the higher end, are going to tend to overall be higher. Go figure. So making sure that you are pricing things appropriately. Now, I used to think that, yeah, if I work a certain number of hours, when I was working in corporate, I made a certain amount per hour, $60, $80 an hour. Well, what ends up happening is that you can't physically work that many client-facing hours per week. You can't work 40 hours a week facing clients. You can maybe only do 10. So if you are charging $60 an hour and you can only do 10 client-facing hours per week, then you're really only working 15 hours, 10 hours a week. You're getting paid $15 an hour, if that, assuming that you have a full load of clients. So that could be really painful. But if you are charging clients quite a bit more, if you're charging clients $1,000, $2,500 or more per month, then you are actually going to be profitable at what you're doing. So think about your business and think about your profit margins and think about the value of what you bring to the client as opposed to the number of hours. So your education, your experience, the number of years you've been doing it, and focus on bringing clients that actually have the money to pay you, not just people who are putting things onto credit cards that don't have a pot to piss in, who are going to go bankrupt with you charging them a certain amount of money. Now, I'm not saying that you should never charge people, but I also advocate for being highly ethical with what you're charging them. And it's one of the things that I focus on in my business is being ethical. Do I really think that you will see a rate of return that is at least $200,000 by doing this restructuring in your business? If so, then it might make sense for you to work with me. And if I don't see that potential there, and you don't have the infrastructure in place for you to add that much more revenue to your bottom line, then that might not be something that we work on, right? Because we want to see that multiple of the amount that you are making in your business. So think about, how can you add bigger ticket items to your business? How can you restructure your business to bring in bigger ticket items? I would love to chat with you and help you focus on and think about and dream about how you could restructure your business to bring in bigger dollar items, bigger packages, the things that you need to do structurally and professionally in order to bring in those bigger dollar value clients. It's something that I absolutely love doing with my clients. It helps them bring in more hours to their day, more joy, more value, and it's a win-win all around. Let's chat soon. Let's book a call, and I hope to see you soon.